Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. This is Rem Jackson, and with me is Dave Ryan. And what we're going to do today is talk about very clearly, step-by-step, what you can see on the screen, how to order your top practices, book and campaigns, and the ancillary tools that work in support of that. We're going to talk about how to do it in what are basically 3 simple steps. So it's not complicated to get a book produced for you so that you can use it in your marketing. But before Dave takes us through the process and we understand how it works, I'd like to spend just a minute with you to discuss why would you want to have this tool that we use at Top Practices so successfully called a book. And the reason is this: the kind of marketing that we do at Top Practices is called information marketing. It's based on this premise. No one is interested in you at all. Again, sorry to break the news to you, but people's lives are too busy, too consumed with all the things that they have to do for them to worry about much more than what it is that they're currently focused on, worried about, or caring about. And so when you do your marketing, when you try to promote your education, your experience, the kinds of equipment that you have, how wonderful your staff is, the only problem with that is no one cares, no one listens, and no one notices, so it goes wasted. And that, unfortunately, is what most people who think of marketing think of. That's what marketing companies want to do. They want to put together all of your branding. And again, I have no concerns whatsoever with a good, sharp color scheme and brand that's integrated across everything that you do. We support that, and we do that at Top Practices. But what I really do take issue with is thinking that that's going to make a big difference in whether or not people are interested in what you have to say, listen to you, and then come in and see you. So what we do is we take a different approach. We do what Robert Collier said so many years ago, and it's this. We try to enter the conversation that is already going on in the minds of the people you want to attract. And so what we do is, instead of talking about, let's say, for instance, lasers. You've got a laser that will help people with onychomycosis. So, you'd want to do your best to tell people about the laser and all of that. Problem is, no one cares about lasers. And so then you'll start to talk about fungal toenails, because you know that fungus is what causes the problem in people's toenails, when in fact people don't even know what a fungal toenail is. What we can market are embarrassing, unsightly, discolored, brittle, ugly toenails. That's the approach. So instead of trying to market to people about, again, fungus and their toenails, we answer their questions. Are you worried? Are you concerned about your embarrassing toenails? Are you afraid to take your shoes off at the gym and go and get a shower? Are you afraid to have open-toed shoes because you're embarrassed or ashamed of the way it looks? When you get their attention with that, then you have to make them an offer. Now, there's only 2 offers that you ever make. In fact, it's the same offer together. One is call the office right away so that you can make an appointment and come in and see us. We'll take the time to listen to you, examine you, and get you back on your feet as soon as possible. Or, and this is why this part is so important, or request our information that will help you rest easier at night. Now, we've tested everything, but the single most powerful, the single most productive, the single best possible offer you can make people is information that answers their questions. The best word for that is book. Now, the books that we're talking about here are 24 pages. They are booklets, but when they were received, they have a very high sense of value, because it's a real deal. Your name's on it. It's obviously some time and care has been spent with it. It's not a brochure. It's not information. It's not a report. In fact, it's not even a CD. CDs have their place in all of this, but not as your primary offer. What people want to get is information, so we offer the book. Now, the purpose in that is so that we can build that list of people who are interested in what you have to say about problems with their lower extremities, so that we can then market to them over time. And that takes time. That takes effort. And that's the whole point. behind the whole process. So whenever Dave shows this to you in a moment, you're going to be looking at how to order the book, and we've got a number of them, and Dave will actually list them out in just a moment, because there's different areas in your practice that you want to market. And so we make the initial offer in the form of a book, but then we must follow up with our marketing database on a multimodal conversion campaign so that over time they will actually order they will come in, they'll make the phone call and come in and see you. Because we know they're going to go see somebody sooner or later because they've got a problem or their loved one has a problem. But we just don't know when. And we don't know how they consume information. So what happens is when someone is at a health fair or at your website or on your social media or in your office or at some other kind of marketing effort that we're making in the community and inside your own database, and they request your information, they have to give you their contact information in exchange for high-value perceived content like the book. And then what we do is we follow up. And the way it works in top practices is for the next 8 months, we will follow up 18 times, twice a month, with 4 in the first month. So basically what happens is someone requests the book, they instantly get an email out of your marketing database that says thank you very much for your book. If you're in extreme pain, call us right now. Otherwise, expect the book in the next few days. Then the book the next day, the database tells either our person or your person, whoever you want to manage the database, hey, mail these people the book and the cover letter, and out it goes. And then in a prescribed period of time, around 6 days later, an email is sent to them that basically says, hey, did you get the book? If you didn't, let us know. There's a problem. Otherwise, you might be having problems. Here's how you make an appointment. And then in the last step in that month is the next step in your 72,000 mile journey, which is approximately 75,000 miles, how far we walk in our lifetime. And that's a letter. And then for the next 8 months, or pardon me, I guess 7 months, we will be sending them 2 touches. One is always an email, and the other one is something else. And what we help you put together are the other pieces. So there's letters, there's one postcard that goes out that's part of the process, just a picture of a cell phone that says this may be the most important tool to solve your foot and ankle problems. We will also be scheduling a recording with me where I will interview you about whatever area it is that we're talking about. We'll create an interview. We'll have a CD produced. Those CDs will be sent to you. You can use them as educational tools. They'll also be used with your marketing campaign because I don't know what it is, around 8 months or, pardon me, about 6 weeks, 8 weeks after they get the book, they get a CD with a letter that says, hey, by the way, you may still be having problems with your feet and your ankles. Want you to know that we can help you, and all you have to do is give us a ring. But pop this into your car and listen to an interview that I recently did. We'll even transcribe that and make that a step in the campaign that goes out about 6 or 7 weeks after that. And so each month we're checking in, we're teaching, we're providing information. And what it does is, as they're moving through that process of making a decision that they finally say, oh my gosh, I got to take care of this. Well, what do? They call you in much higher percentages than if we'd never followed up. And that's really how it all works. In addition to this, with the books and the campaign program, you also get flyers. The flyers are incredible tools that are used at health fairs, speeches, anytime you're out and engaging the community, delivered to referring offices, believe it or not, given to your patients for other people to request it. When you do all of these efforts, that is how you begin to really build up the number of requests you're getting for the book and really build your database. And because the campaign's working behind it, then we convert them. You know, and it's interesting. Most marketing campaigns are considered successful if they get a 1% to 2% return. We found that when you set up your marketing in a way that filters people out who have problems with their feet and their ankles, and they're concerned about it enough to request your information, then what happens is they do so, and they will convert at anywhere from 6 to 8% over the next 8 months. But if you follow them up with this conversion campaign that we produce, what those numbers typically turn into is 20% or higher, in many cases as many as 50% of the people that get into your conversion marketing funnel will eventually call and make an appointment. That's just how this works. So Dave, I hope I kind of gave a good overview how the process works, and I'm going to turn it over to you now so you can show everybody how you can just get yours ordered in 3 simple steps.
Absolutely, Rem, and thank you very much for that. Yes, we have made it very easy to order your book in 3 simple steps. And now allow me to back up one traffic light. As when you do this, when we order our books, it starts out with an email that is sent to you from us. And to get that started, we would just need to know which book you would want to do. Now, Rem did mention that we've got several books available, and here they are. We've got a foot book, a heel pain book, a running book, a diabetes book, a nerve book, and a fungal nail book. That's what's available for you at this time. So you make your choice as far as what book you'd like to do. You get an email then from us with the text in a Word document that contains that book. Now you want to review that file and open that Word document. You can use track changes as a tool. It's in Word that allows you to strike out content while you're editing. You'll find that under track changes under the review tab in your Word document, so you can make those changes. You could also use a different color font or highlight tool to highlight what changes you're making. Now, it's very important for us to know what those changes are that you're making to that sample book, and also know that those changes need to be submitted to us electronically. We cannot accept faxes. Faxes get fuzzy and sometimes are very difficult to read, and it's very important for us to know exactly what changes you're making to that sample book. So please, no faxes. Send that to us electronically. And also be sure to create a unique book title. I'll send you some sample book covers with titles on it. They are only samples. You need to then choose a title that you're going to use for your particular book. And that's step 1. So then we move on to step 2, and that's choosing the book cover you'd like to use and your ads and flyer. Now, I will email you book sample covers, and I will also email you sample ads that you could use as well for the particular book topic that you've chosen. So you simply then, as you can see in the diagrams here, you simply select the book cover that you wish to choose from the ones that I send to you, and you mark that right there on the form. And then on the other side, on the right side, you can see another red circle there. That indicates the ads. You then just select the ads that you would like to use for the campaign, and you would select 3. So you'd select the 3 ads that you would want to use, and that will get you set up for the ads and also for the covers. Now, please send us your logo and your photo and a short bio, and that'll be for the book cover. You want to email that information to us so that we have it and we can include it in your book. So you'll want to send that to us as well. And then we move on to step 3. And this would be the last step. We will email you a proof of the book. Now, this is after you've sent us the edits, so you've made the edits already. You've sent it to us and in email. And then we will email a proof back to you in 3 to 5 business days. You need to review that proof very carefully for any types of errors that might be in there. You want to email your changes then back to us, and then we will put together a revised proof and send it off to you. Now, you need to make sure that you read this digital proof very carefully, because once it goes to a hard copy, it's very difficult, or much more difficult, to make changes and edits to it. So please review that email document for errors very carefully. Once you approve the email proof, we will print a hard copy of the book, and we will mail that to you, to your office, for final approval. There'll be a fax back form included in that, and then you just fax that approval back to us. Once we receive that approval via fax back, your books will be printed and shipped. We need you to specify where you would like us to send the books. We will always send 25 books to your office, even if we're shipping the books to a top practice fulfillment or another fulfillment location. So you will get 25 books at your office so you can review those. So very quickly, here's a checklist of what to send back to place your book order campaign so we can get things started for you. You want to send us the edited book file with a unique title. You want to add your logo, photos, a short bio. That'll be for that book cover. So you want to email that to us. Also, your logo or any artwork or images that you would like included in the book. If there's anything specific that you would like us to have in there, just go ahead and email that to us, and we'll put that together in your proof. And then fill out the podiatry book order form. Yes, that's how you say that. A marketing database is required to order your campaign. Now, acceptable marketing databases, we've got one called Entreport. That's from Top Practices. Also, there's a Foster Web Marketing CRM that's also available for you to use if you have a Foster website. So to learn more about databases, you can contact MDMS at toppractices.com. That's MDMS at toppractices.com, and you'll get information on the marketing database. Let's take a quick look at that order form so you know exactly what you deal with when you're filling that out. So you see here on the order form, number one is select the book cover option. Now remember, we went over that. You choose which book cover you want from the samples that I would send to you. So you simply make that check. Number two, you just complete the information as you would want it to appear on the book. So you've got your book title, practice name, your signature line, and then the office information that you fill in there the way you would have it printed in the book. Number three then is the marketing database, which of course is required for the book campaign, and you need to let us know if you're using the Entreport Top Practices, or if you're using Foster Web Marketing, or if there is another database that you'll be using. You need to let us know that as well. We do have a marketing database management service representative, Leslie, who would be able to help you if you need a marketing database set up for you. So within 24 hours, you will be contacted to schedule your interview with REM, and that becomes a piece of your marketing campaign as well. That's your CD that Rem had talked about earlier. So you sit down with Rem and do that interview, and then that becomes a piece of your marketing campaign as well. So number five, where should we deliver the books and the postcards and the CDs to? Your marketing database management service, if you're going to use that, or you can simply check your office if you want us to send it there, or another location. Let us know where that is. And then give us your social media information there. Number six, web address, Facebook, Twitter, any RSS feeds that you'll be using, so that we can put that in the book, and people will be able to contact you in the various ways that are possible there. And then you also want to tell us which ads you want to use. Again, I email you the sample ads. This is simply where you make the check marks for the 3 ads that you would like to use for your book campaign. Number 8 kind of goes over the things that you're going to receive for each order. You will receive 500 books, 25 of those to the office, 250 postcards, 200 CDs, the 3 ad templates, and that 18-step marketing campaign that's so valuable that Rem went over earlier in the process. You simply then put your signature on the bottom, and it's done. You email that back to us or fax it back. You can fax it to 717-625-0552. You fax that back to us, and your book order is underway, and we get the process started from our end.
Dave, thanks a lot. And again, if anybody has any questions, you're simply Dave, D-A-V-E, at toppractices.com. And folks, I'll tell you, this is the secret weapon that we have. It is, when used correctly, there's just nothing like it. And if you go inside the Top Practices library, you can look for a section called How to Use Your Books Effectively. And in there are literally 100 or more ways that you can integrate and use your information in the form of a book at the center of your marketing. I have 2 types of Top Practices members: those that just keep ordering and ordering and ordering books, and those that don't send very many out because they haven't done the marketing to get people to request it. So make sure you're the first type, that you're using this essential tool, because nothing will get you a higher return on your investment than a really great information piece. So Dave, thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to everybody in the next mastermind call. So thanks again. Bye-bye.